Hey guys, so on today's tutorial we're going to be talking about stances and launches. Whether you're playing competitively or just exploring the creative side of Toribash, mastering these will give you a strong foundation for fighting, sparring, and more. But before we dive in, let's define a few terms. There's stance, launch, and sparring. Stance will say is the way that you position yourself to maintain balance. A launch will define as a movement that pushes your character in a specific direction quickly, and then sparring will define as a fighting style that uses the original Toribash bodies and focuses more on fluid movements. Part 1. Stances. A stance plays a crucial role in generating power for stronger punches and kicks, or for creating spin to close distance and set up opportunities, and then maintaining balance, which ties it all together. Let's break down stances into three main heights. There's the low stance. The low stance is popular for sparring on Toribash because it provides a lot of power and spin for dynamic movements. There's the mid stance, a versatile stance that is used in both sparring and realism styles. It balances power and control effectively. And then there's the high stances. These are popular with mass and realism players. It offers a superior control for precise movements. For more in-depth tips on balancing and weight shifting, please check out these tutorials. Alright, let's move on. I have one more additional stance that's worth mentioning, and that is this Xar side stance. It's a very popular stance in sparring to generate powerful spin moves. So give this one a try and do some drills, maybe do some flips and try to land in it. You need to get really good at finding this stance in sparring. Part 2, let's talk about launches. You may not realize it, but realism relies on launching just as much as Xar. It's just a little bit more subtle. Launches are also critical for parkour, allowing you to clear gaps, vault obstacles, and scale walls. But in combat, a launch is primarily used to initiate a spin or a direction change on a dime. To execute a launch, you have to do a twisted crouch. You can either do this aggressively for a more deeper launch, or very subtly for a tiny little launch. Usually in Xar, you see a very deep launch that people do to get maximum height and power. In realism modes, it's usually more of a subtle pop. The core functionality of a launch is you have one foot down that keeps you stable and the other one kicks you off into a spinning motion. From a launch, you can stay low for controlled spins or take to the air for fast, powerful rotations, whatever best suits your needs. Some key details for different kinds of launches is whether you launch off the tip of your toe or you launch off your heel. Launching from your toes usually gives you a stronger pop, but it takes a little bit longer for the launch to be performed. While launching from your heel gives you a quicker takeoff, but you're not going to go as high as when you use your toes. Use whichever best suits your situation. If you're in a fight and you need to take off quickly, maybe a heel launch will be better. But if you have a lot of time to kill and you're trying to send yourself flying, maybe a toe launch will be better. Mastering stances and launches is essential for excelling at Toribash. Whether you're doing it in realism, Xar, performing tricks, or parkouring, practice these basics and adapt them to your playstyle, and you'll see your skills improve in no time. If you found this helpful, don't forget to check out more tutorials for deeper insight. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.